cooking experience. So I recall fondly going shopping for groceries with Chuck Mason. Big project, where do you shop? Sam's Wholesale Warehouse, right? That's a real experience. Chuck, as most of you know, makes a living estimating multi-million-dollar construction contracts, right? So it fell upon him to plan and organize this shopping spree. So I call him Mr. Spreadsheet. Chuck went to Sam's a few days in advance of the shopping spree, and he had mathematically taken each meal menu, the number of campers, and estimated how many eggs, biscuits, slices of bacon, slices of bread, the number of pickles, the ounces of mustard, pieces of pizza, etc., that each camper could eat at each meal. He then did the appropriate math, multiplication, division, and then he compared those results to the weights, slice counts, ounces per package of all the products that we needed at Sam's Wholesale Warehouse. So that on shopping day, he could, as any great leader would, hand you a spreadsheet, tell you to just simply do what it says. So we would know, for example, that one lunch comprised of cheeseburgers, for example, would need 120 slices of cheese. Stay with me on this math, 120 slices of cheese. And he knew from prior visits that each package contained 20 slices. Therefore, if you're a cheese picker, go get 6 packages of cheese, as indicated on your detailed spreadsheet. All that was absolutely hunky-dory, until it was discovered on shopping day that Chuck's survey, the time between when he took the survey and our shopping day, Sam's product line changed. So now they had cheese in the 34-slice pack. And an OTV guy cannot deal with that kind of math. 34 into 120, oh my God. So we shopped the old-fashioned way that day. So I give Mr. Spreadsheet a lot of trouble about that. We also served something that turned out to be green eggs, green scrambled eggs. We still don't know chemically how that happened. We followed what we thought were good sanitary procedures. We used the existing kitchen at a well-established, well-run normal camp, and I don't know, some of those scrambled eggs were green. I was a little worried about it, but we did not have any campers die on us. So, Swan Song was always fun, at least for the slightly crazy crew that puts them on. For those of you who may not have attended one of these stellar events, our Swan Song is a dramatic production. That's probably overstating it quite a bit. It's more like a skit from your high school speech class. Nevertheless, it is a sincere effort. We really do mean it. We want to honor and harass the outgoing president. We memorialize in song, dance, and sarcasm the ups and the downs of that year, and every year was different. I had to spend many, many years attempting to live down the 2 cross-dressing roles I had been cast in. First, I was Rosabelle Weinbaum. First queen of the Natchez, taking care of my dear old dad, Charlie. I then ended that cross-dressing career, or I ended that role of Rosabelle by being tossed into one of the city of Beaumont's very first rolling green trash cans and rolled out of the meeting. It's pretty embarrassing. Get this. My new corporate boss from California was in the audience that day. I guess that's why I was at Channel 6 for 37 years. My other feminine role, and I say feminine, okay, was playing the role of U.S. Attorney General Janet Reno. That's when our U.S. Attorney, Mike Bradford, was outgoing president. And Mike Bradford told me later that it, quote, scared him how much I looked like Janet. And that kind of scared me. That's when I decided, I don't care, I will say no to Rotary if they say, we have an idea, why don't you dress up like a woman and be blah, blah, blah. No way. So if you have not been in a swan song, you're missing out. My only caution is be sure to read any lines written for you by Paula Bothe or Robert Robertson before you go on stage. We had a lot of fun helping to rebuild a Little League baseball field for a group of kids. You know how important team sports can be to growing youngsters, particularly those that don't have all the resources others might. Besides, I learned some new skills from veterans in the Rotary business. I found out that Gerald Condon not only knows how to paint cars, but he can paint a bleacher seat as well. How many of you remember the wild bird sanctuary we worked on out at Terrell Park? For some of you in the room, this is real inside, and just bear with me. So, hey, Rotary, we were environmentally aware long before Al Gore discovered global warming, right? So you got to remember the day the veterinarian member of the club, Tom Nelson, who spearheaded this project, by the way, brought this huge hawk in with him to make his progress report on the project. We were all in the club, sitting as you are there tonight, just riveted by the wingspan and the majesty of the bird as he sat on Tom's arm. Unfortunately, when Tom extended that arm to show the bird's willingness to stay on his perch, the bird had an unfortunate sanitary moment and unloaded on our loyal Rotary president. Same kind reaction was had that day that you had tonight. When that laughter stopped, the president regained his composure and the project continued. Nothing I say stops Rotary. Some projects take longer to build than others. How about the Rotary Fountain that welcomed you to downtown Beaumont, just a few blocks from here? It seemed to take forever. I don't know that anybody knows how long it took to build that, but it seemed to take forever. We do things, though, with lasting value, so the time is never the issue. We just are interested in the results. Our fountain is an attractive gateway to downtown and a true reflection of the creative talent of that year's leadership. My favorite ongoing project is getting up early in the morning to help put out our country's flag at residents all over this city. Pat Anderson needs all the hands he can find on those flag days, and there are several each year. So jump in, go out with one of our crews, and I promise you, when you look back down the street that you just finished, the sun comes up and you see all that red, white, and blue waving in the peaceful yards of our city. It'll do something good for your heart as it did for mine. Some of us like to reward ourselves even with a big breakfast at Waffle House after we finish our route, and that's a great American tradition, having breakfast at Waffle House. Our international work has reached around the world, gathering enough books to fill a shipping container and fill an empty library, helping to fund the drilling of simple water wells where there is no clean water, providing layettes for expectant moms, and dramatically improving their lives along with those of their babies. So now maybe you're all just a little tired about hearing about those famous words, fun and fellowship. You hear that a lot, don't you? But I'll tell you, that's how you get engaged in this club. That's how it really begins. You start out doing one favor for the guy who's sitting at your table on a Wednesday. The next thing you know, you've learned some new skills, made some new friends, you're trying new things you never thought about trying. And in the process, you are making this world, and especially our community, a better place to live and raise a family. You'll find a very fulfilling sense of having contributed to making our community look better, adding to the patriotic pride of our city on Flag Day, helping kids enjoy their sports or improve their reading, as well as encouraging future leaders to continue with what this Rotary Club has begun, and that's building a better world. Each of you as club members possess unique talents. You may not think your particular gifts are important or developed enough to impress anyone, but trust me, I've seen what can be achieved when you contribute as part of a group. It's not hard, it doesn't take a lot of time, but it does take hands, feet, and hearts of Rotary members. It takes you to accomplish this mission that Rotary has worked on for these 100 years. Our objective is service in the community in the workplace, and around this globe. The 1.2 million Rotarians that make up more than the 34,000 clubs in nearly every country in the world share a dedication to the ideal that we call service above self. And I'd like to specifically remind you that our upcoming playground project that we broke ground for this afternoon is the perfect opportunity for you to be part of something that will be probably the biggest project our club has ever taken on, a project that is going to create a unique and lasting contribution to the quality of life of children right here in Beaumont and Southeast Texas. So pledge to yourself tonight that you will look for a chance to help build it. And when one of the many volunteers asks your help, you will say yes. I promise you will have fun and you will come away with an unbelievable sense of pride and accomplishment. Now, let's let the fireworks begin. Thank you.
Wow, just think what he could do if he had a couple of days' notice. When I got that call this morning, my heart kind of sunk, and I thought, okay, what do we do now? And then I thought, we have so many talented people in Rotary, and they're so willing. And thank you, Larry. Great job. And I think we got probably as good or better a talk than we would have otherwise. So thank you for sharing your perspective. At this time, I'd like to invite Governor Brenda Walker up. She's going to bring greetings from Rotary International.
Good evening, Rotarians and guests. I bring you greetings and Tanjobi Ombedito, happy birthday, from Rotary International President Sakuji Tanaka. And unfortunately, Ron Burton, our president-elect, could not be with us, as you all know, but he also sends his congratulations and best wishes for your Centennial celebration. 100 years ago, that small group of Beaumont businessmen who had heard of this new organization sweeping the country decided to jump on the bandwagon and become Rotarians. The concept of mixing business and being of service to others was growing, and in that same year, Palestine and Galveston also formed a club. Rotary International was only 8 years old in its formative years when Beaumont was added to the ranks. Our world has seen monumental changes over the last 100 years, but one constant remains, and that is service above self. I personally believe the desire to be of service to others is an inherent trait in Rotarians. And I have witnessed this commitment to serve during my travels throughout the district this year. Your Centennial Playground Project is a prime example of the power and spirit of dedicated Rotarians working together to provide special needs children of Beaumont with a simple joy we all remember: childhood play. Oh, those precious, lovely days, carefree days that seem so brief in our lives. Projects of this scope and nature just don't happen. It takes countless hours of planning and effort for any Rotary project, but this one more than most. And Becky, I applaud you and your club for your vision and hard work in bringing about this project. I'm hoping to come back when it's completed and see it. But your tremendous gift will benefit the children of Beaumont for decades. As was said earlier, in over 34,000 Rotary clubs around the world, 1.2 million Rotarians are sharing their passion for community projects in order to alleviate hunger, disease, and provide educational initiatives to improve the quality of life for others. Even our #1 goal of eradicating polio could not be possible without a massive worldwide commitment, a commitment that starts with each individual Rotarian. I'm proud to say that the Beaumont Club has contributed $8,790 so far this Rotary year to the Polio Plus campaign. That's excellent. Thank you. Very good. And what an impact those dollars will have as we close in on those last 3 endemic countries, Afghanistan, Nigeria, and Pakistan. We truly are this close. So Rotarians, as you begin the next 100 years of service, be mindful of what you have to offer and continue to give generously of your time and means in order to carry on this honored legacy that's been established throughout the last century. What will the Rotary Club of Beaumont be discussing as they prepare for the bicentennial in 2113? It's up to all of us to keep that dream alive. So I wish you all peace through service. And Becky, if you will come forward. On behalf of Rotary International and President Sakuji Tanaka, I want to present to you your Centennial Certificate, and it reads, honoring 100 years of membership in Rotary International, the Rotary Club of Beaumont, admitted June 1st, 1913, is recognized for its dedication to the object of Rotary and its commitment to the ideal of service above self. Congratulations to you all on your 100th birthday.
Thank you, Brenda, and we really appreciate this coming from Rotary International, and so glad to have you here today to give us a few remarks. I just want to acknowledge a few people who have spent so much time and talent in putting together our Centennial activities. First of all, Jim Broussard, who is the Centennial Chair and has been forever, and it finally came, as I said. Really appreciate Jim, the whole Broussard family, and their staff. They've done incredible things. They printed the programs. They did the signs of the equipment. They've just done so much this year, and we really, really owe a deep debt of gratitude to you. Paula Bothay, who was the chairman of tonight's event, she is the ultimate professional, consummate professional, and she's always got your back. Thank you, Paula. You've done a great job. I'd also like to thank Peyton Jones. Peyton, where are you? Peyton was our choreographer for our flash mob, and thank you so much. I called her last week and said, help, can you help us? And she did. She pulled it together, and she did a great job, as did our flash mobbers. Hey, y'all stand up. Everybody who danced, stand up. Come on.